Hi there, welcome to Bike Radar's quick tips section. We're going to take you through the basic principles of removing a crank. This is something you have to do if you're going to replace the crank should be broken, or you want to get to the inner chainring or the bottom bracket. And for this you'll need normally an 8mm Allen key. We've got one attached to the ratchet. Once you've removed that, you'll need a tool to actually pull the crank from the bottom bracket, and you'll need a crank puller tool. Come in various shapes and sizes. These ones are very good. Okay. Now we're removing these cranks from a cartridge bottom bracket. These come in various shapes and sizes. You've got your square taper variety. Crank sits on this taper. Or you've got your spine variety, like so. Again, you'll need a different crank puller tool depending on which axle you have. For the square taper tool, you need a crank puller tool with a smaller head. This pushes against that. The spine variety, you need a slightly bigger head to account for the bigger size of the spline. Okay, we're now going to remove the crank. First things first, we need to remove the crank bolts. Before we go on to doing that, I want to protect our hands from the chain rings. Easiest way to do that. Just shift into that outer ring. That gives us some protection, again, from the chain rings if we're to slip. So it goes in. These are regular bolts, both sides, screw in an anti-clockwise direction. It's also a lot easier to do this with the pedals removed from the bike. Just gives you more room from which to remove the tool. Keep your bolts safe. Same again, just an anti-clockwise direction. Bolt should come straight out. Just check that you haven't left any washers or anything in there. Some of these bolts come with washers on there, and sometimes they stay in there, so just check. We need to actually pull the crank from the spindle, a crank pulling tool. This engages into the crank, threads here, into the threads here. Just make sure all these threads are clean, not full of a load of crap before screwing this in. This is very important. It's very easy to strip those threads if you're not careful. They should just screw in by hand. Should screw in all the way, and you just want it finger tight. There's no need to go any tighter than that. Make sure you've got a lot of this section actually inside the crank. Next, you're just turning this. Okay, it's engaged on the bottom bracket there. There'll be some resistance. Just go beyond that, keep going. And that's pulling the crank off the bottom bracket. Then moving to the left hand side, same procedure as before. Just make sure that tool is correctly engaged on the crank arm. Turn the handle. You can see that's pulling the crank arm from the bottom bracket, and off it comes. As simple as that. Dead easy, as long as you've got the right tools. And that's how you remove crank from bottom bracket.